everyone. Can we have your attention, please? Welcome to the 27th annual Orange Habitat House Party. Give yourselves a hand for being here and looking amazing. Give the weather a hand for the rain not coming on our party. And I would like to start off by thanking our wonderful hosts, Sue and Charles Plambeck, and we will have a welcome from them. Woo!
I'm not speaking.
Well, first, I wanted to welcome you all, and I understand this is the first time in 20 years that the house party has been held in Hillsborough, so I hope it's not going to be another 2 decades before it happens again. I hope you all enjoy it. Some people asked me to say a few words about the house, and some people have asked me to say a few words about the house, and but my wife has asked me to keep it to 3 or 4 sentences. So I can tell you the longer version, but I think really it starts in our family about 100 years ago. My grandfather built the small brick house that's just 2 houses over, and my mother grew up here in Hillsborough and had a very happy childhood. But she was a young woman in a hurry. She left for college at 16.
Wow.
Went to women's college. This was before UNC was co-ed. Graduated, got the best job I think that was available for a woman, which was to be the executive secretary to the head of Burlington Industries. And then she joined the FBI in Philadelphia, and then she joined the State Department and went to Malaysia, and that's where she met my father. So they lived overseas, and really probably at that point had no idea that they would come back to Hillsborough, and I'll close the story in a second by telling you about 2 other residents. So the house that you're seeing is actually built on foundations. Well, in fact, the site itself, you probably saw a well, is probably from the 1790s, and this is a very old road. This was actually before even European settlers. This was an Indian trading path down here. The well is like recorded in at least the 1790s. The main part of the old house was actually built in about sometime before 1830, but it was owned by a family that probably people recognize, the Mangums. There's Mangum Street, Mangum Door, Mangum everything. So Mangums lived here, and then Thomas Ruffin Jr. bought the property, not his notorious father, but the son. And the house you see is probably 1870. I think he built it and adored it there. I think both of them were very civic-minded. I think all the residents have been civic-minded, so I think they'd be very happy to have this occasion here. But to close the loop finally with my mother's story, when my father retired in 1975, my mother just happened to be showing my dad where she grew up, and the house where the big house where she had to draw water from the well when she was a little girl was for sale. So she bought it in 1975. And it's been in our family since then. After my parents passed away, my sister lived in there, and Sue and I have just taken it. So, again, on behalf of both us, my mother and her commitment to charity, and then all the prior generations, thank you for your support of this great cause. Thank you.
Wow.
And so with that, I'll pass it over to Shanell Smaw, the Vice President for Development of Habitat. Thank you.
I'm usually pretty tall. Thank you so much for that beautiful history of this home, of this property. And thank you all for being here. Again, my name is Shanell Smaw, and I'm the VP of Development for Orange Habitat. And I just want y'all to know, in case you care, that fall is my favorite season. And it's not because of the pumpkin spice lattes. I really love homecomings, any homecoming. So UNC people, I've never been to a UNC homecoming, so if y'all are tailgating next year, invite me to the homecoming. So I love homecoming because it really represents a time where people come together to celebrate the places that really made them who they are. And so this Habitat House Party is a bit of a homecoming for us every single year because we have many of our supporters who've been with us since the beginning in 1984. And then we have new friends that we've met along the way who come and join us for this awesome celebration on a fall evening. And so I'm just amazed by how each year it just grows bigger and better. And as Charles mentioned, being here this evening truly feels like a homecoming because it's been 20 years since we had a house party here. And we're so glad to be coming back to Hillsborough, not just to this town, but really to our roots. A fun fact, our very first office was right here in the Hillsborough United Church of Christ. Give it up for that. I just found out. And I'll admit we were a little bit nervous that people wouldn't want to make the drive to Hillsborough after being in Chapel Hill for so long. But clearly we had nothing to worry about. So thank you all for showing up and showing your love for this mission. Give yourselves another hand. For more than 41 years, we've worked together to build homes, communities, and hope throughout Orange County. And since the early days, we've built more than 100 homes and prepared over 65 homes right here in Hillsborough. Generations of families have built their futures here, and today we celebrate that legacy. But as we honor the families who've planted roots here, we're also looking ahead to what's next. Just down the road, maybe this way? I think that way. We are building a 75-home mixed income community that's taken shape right next to the Sportsplex. It's called Almond Village, and it's named for Glenn and Henrietta Almond, who were lifelong educators and champions for this community. And we will continue their legacy of investing in Hillsborough's future. Our goal is to ensure that people who make this town what it is, the people who teach our children, care for our loved ones, and serve our neighbors can afford to live and thrive right here. The community will feature 60 homes sold to families earning up to 80% of the area median income, and then the other 15 will be designated as workforce housing sold to families earning up to 120% AMI. People who often earn too much money to qualify for assistance, but not enough to afford a house on the market. Our friend Alex can tell us. We also have some more realtors. Hey, realtors, raise your hand. And while I'm recognizing people, because I forgot to do this, I would like for any of our elected officials to raise your hands. Thank you so much for joining us. Also, I would like to shout out our board members, our Habitat board members. Thank you for all you do. And our committee members, all of our committee members, please raise your hand. Thank you so much. So when complete, Almond Village will be Habitat's largest community in Hillsborough's history. It will offer not just affordable homes, but a place to gather with green space, a playfield, a pavilion, and a dog park. The neighborhood will include 2 to 4 bedroom townhome units. 6 of them will be fully ADA accessible, and 40 of them will have a ground floor bedroom and universal design features to support aging in place. We've launched a $2 million capital campaign to help bring this vision to life, with construction set to begin in 2027. We've already started clearing the land, and we would love to take you all on some tours. So we have some packets that will be in the front at the table when you leave if you want to take a packet, and then we have some business cards. We would love to take you on a tour of the site so that when it's done, you can say, I remember when. I was a part of making this happen. So we would love to see many of you out there on the build site alongside our staff and our future homeowners. Let's also give it up for the Habitat staff. Raise your hand. Best in the world. Until then, again, we invite you to join a site tour and learn more about Almond Village. It represents Habitat's promise to Hillsborough future, a future where everyone who contributes to this community has the opportunity to call it home. And while Almond Village will be the most ambitious Habitat community in Hillsborough's history, it's not the first time we've been innovative, and especially not here. We've seen what's possible before right here in Hillsborough. Crescent Magnolia, many of you may remember, was our first senior community, and it was built to ensure that older adults could live safely, independently, and with dignity in homes that are designed for connection and care. It stands as a beautiful reminder that when we listen to our community and design with intention, we can create spaces that truly change lives. That same spirit of innovation and compassion is guiding us as we build Almond Village. And to bring that impact to life, I'm honored to introduce one of our Crescent Magnolia homeowners, Patricia. Please help me welcome Patricia.
I'm proud to say,
It needs to be closer.
you need me to start all over? Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Patricia, and I'm proud to say I've been a Habitat homeowner at the Crescent Magnolia Senior Community right here in Hillsborough for a little over 5 years now. I've always been a bit of a city gal. I was born in Pittsburgh and spent a lot of time traveling during my 26 years with Hilton. When it came time to retire, I knew I wanted to put down roots somewhere that felt like home. I visited North Carolina years ago and fell in love with the small towns, the people, and the sense of community. In 2013, I moved to Raleigh, where I rented for a while, but I always hoped for something more stable, something that was mine. A neighbor told me about Habitat Senior Community and how she applied and had been approved for a new home. I had started experiencing mold problems at my apartment and was looking for a new place. At first, I hesitated. I wasn't sure I was ready to buy again, especially as a senior. But after praying on it and visiting the site with my daughter who works in real estate, I knew it was the right step. I went to church the next morning, felt that little nudge from above, and on Monday, I was in Habitat's office, filling out an application. Everything just seemed to click. Moving to Hillsborough turned out to be one of my best decisions I've ever made. My home gives me independence, stability, and a peace of mind, but it's the community that means the most. I wasn't nervous about making friends when I made the move to a new town, since I knew Habitat did a lot of community building. Even though I went through the process during COVID and we were isolated, I developed friendship with many of my neighbors. When I broke my arm earlier this year, neighbors showed up with food, checked on me, and made sure I was okay. That's the kind of place this is. People care about each other. I stayed involved with Habitat through our homeowner committees because I wanted to give back and help strengthen the community that has given me so much. It's important to me that we keep the spirit of support alive for the next group of homeowners who we soon call home. Being here today reminds me why I love this community so much. Hillsborough is full of people who look out for one another, who show up, and who make you feel like belonging. That's what this gathering is really about, celebrating those connections, and the hope continues to grow as more families make this their home. And I'm so grateful to be a part of this story. So that I say thank you, thank you, thank
you. Thank you so much, Patricia, for sharing your story with us. This is why we do what we do, and our homeowners really are at the heart of this mission and what inspires and motivates us every day. So join me again in celebrating not just Patricia, but we have a couple of other homeowners in the house today. I know I see Judith over there and her beautiful family. Thank you so much for showing up and sharing your story and being with us today. So good afternoon. My name is Jennifer Player, and I'm the CEO here of Habitat for Humanity of Orange County. I've been with the organization since 2014, and it is such a privilege to get to wake up every day and just feel such gratitude that this is what I get to call work. Last week I had the honor of traveling and representing Orange County in Austin, Texas for the 39th annual Jimmy and Rosalind Carter Work Project. I was joined by 2,000 volunteers from all over the country, and it was just a reminder. We know that President Carter and his wife were some of our most famous volunteers, but I was reminded and just so deeply moved being there with so many people at the humility of the Carters and their legacy of service and the life that they lived to really help others, and the belief that they had that everyone deserved dignity, that everyone deserved opportunity, and everyone really deserved a shot at the American dream. That's what the Carters believed in, and that dream is still very much alive here at our organization. It's the spirit and the heart of what we do. Our vision is that everyone deserves a decent place to live. And everyone is a whole lot of people. That is a big number. And some days it's daunting, and it is a bold, audacious vision. But with your help, we are committed to making that come true here in Orange County for more families. That vision has guided us for more than 41 years of impact. We have helped nearly 1,200 people in this community right here in Orange County, either to build a new home, to finance their homes, or to repair their homes. We have participated in thousands of hours helping people with homeowner education, supporting communities in their development, and strengthening their communities for generations to come. This past summer, we launched our disaster recovery initiative in response to Tropical Storm Chantal. That was an initiative we didn't want to start, and I went to the board chair right after the storm and said, we've got to show up for our community right now. We are in the right place to be able to do these repairs, but it's going to take a leap of faith. And we had just approved our budget, and this was not in our budget, and she said, let's do it, let's commit to it. And with the support of the town of Carrboro, for many of you probably here today, a grant that we haven't even announced yet, a $200,000 grant from Verizon, which is very exciting. We actually, in the past few months, have doubled the budget for our home repair program, and we currently have about a dozen home repairs going, mostly in Carrboro, but throughout the county, supporting people on this tragic journey that they have been displaced from their homes, and we're repairing those homes now. So thank you for helping us. If you've been part of that, thank you for helping with that project. And again, repairs throughout the county of people who really are in places where they've been displaced, where they can no longer live in their homes, and where they've really lost everything. So thank you again for supporting that work. Mm-hmm. And we have made remarkable progress in Orange County that we are really proud of. When I joined the organization in 2014, we were building about 12 homes a year, which was fantastic, and we set a goal of increasing that to 20 homes a year, and last year was the first year that we crossed that milestone, and next year we have plans to build 35 homes next year. Very exciting, again, a little bit daunting, but we've done that with the support of the community, and so we've made incredible progress. And also we are facing a time now when building affordable housing and making sure that people who serve our community can live here is becoming more challenging every day. We see rising construction costs, we see challenges in the labor supply shortage, in tariffs, land availability and scarcity, and the cost of land is all making affordable housing unaffordable for Habitat. And so it's going to take all of us really coming together, both our volunteers, and I know we have some of our regular volunteers here, our donors, our elected officials, using our voice to champion equitable housing policy, using our hands to hammer nails and build homes, and of course using our resources to be able to make this American dream come true for more people in our community. So we're really proud of the efforts that we've made. We're proud that you all have joined us We know that every day there are new obstacles that are emerging for people in our community that are really facing very difficult trade-offs between paying the rent or taking their child to the doctor or putting healthy food on the table. That's the reality for so many people who live here in Orange County. But we believe that if we come together, our mission statement, really part of that is that we bring people together for this mission. And we believe that if we come together across party lines, across town limits, across our differences, that we can come together and help build a brighter and a better future for people here in Hillsborough and for people all throughout Orange County. I want to give a quick update on, I know we talked a lot about Hillsborough and our Almond Village neighborhood, but I want to give a quick update on Weaver's Grove, which is our mixed income community in Chapel Hill. It's 102 Habitat homes, and about 50 of those homes have either already been sold to Habitat homeowners or are under construction. So that is really incredible, and I would be remiss if I did not recognize my friend and my inspiration who kept the dream alive for more than 20 years that we would have a mixed income community off of Sunrise Road, my predecessor, Susan Levy. And y'all, if you haven't been to Weaver's Grove, you have to take a chance, take some time to drive through. We'll join you out there, but you can drive through and see this transformative project on your own. It really is the vision of what we have all talked about for years coming true. We had a fall festival last week where we had market rate homeowners and neighbors and children out there all together. We also have a new partnership. You may have seen it in our e-news with Hope, North Carolina. It's housing opportunities for people with exceptionalities. And 10 of the 102 housing units that Habitat is building are now going to be sold to Hope, and they will be rented out to people with intellectual disabilities in our community, which is a huge need, and we're really, really proud of that partnership. It is a vibrant, it is a diverse, it is an inclusive and welcoming community, and it is something that every single one of you who has been part of Weaver's Grove or the original Sunrise Road from the early, what was it, Susan, 2002 maybe, when we bought the first parcel, you should all be so filled with pride at what we have been able to accomplish in that neighborhood and how we have inspired so many Habitat affiliates across the country to do the same. So give yourself a hand. So we have a lot to celebrate, and we also have a lot still to build. So we invite you to join us on this journey here in Hillsborough. Come see Weaver's Grove. We know that there is a lot more to do and a lot of ways that we can continue showing up right here for our neighbors. So thank you again for being here. And now I want to turn it over to close us out, our chair of our board of directors, Miss Anna Millar.
Good afternoon, everyone. I do have the true honor and privilege to be the chairperson of the Board of Habitat for Humanity Orange County, and I would be remiss if I didn't acknowledge former board chairs. I see Betsy Blackwell right in the front row, who has just done so much and continues to do so much for Habitat. And I saw Elam Hall earlier today. Elam, where are you? In the back with his beautiful daughter. Thanks for all you have done for Habitat. You can see it gets in your blood and you can never let go. So thank you both for being here today. I do want to close out with some thank yous. I first of all want to thank our speakers. Patricia, thank you for sharing your story with all of us. It is inspiring, and I'm so delighted that you are part of the Habitat community. Shanell and Jennifer, every time I hear you speak, I get goosebumps throughout my body, so thank you for doing what you do. I also want to thank Sue and Charles. Sue and Charles, there you are back there. What a beautiful way to start us out today by talking about the meaning of home to all of you. You've been living abroad, you've been living far away, and you finally have the opportunity to come back again to your roots and your home. And that's what this is all about. And you dedicating your time and your energy and your beautiful home to create this welcoming environment so that more people can come back to home, a place they called home, is deeply appreciated. So thank you for that. Give them a also thank everyone else who made this event possible today. There are the volunteers who give not only their time, but their hands, which is incredibly generous. There is the staff, and Shanell mentioned you briefly, world-class, best in the world. I would say that one of the biggest perks to being on the board at Habitat Orange County is that you get the opportunity to work alongside the staff and the team, and they are hardworking and dedicated and so smart and talented. So you put on these events and you make it look like nothing, but we all see the behind-the-scenes work that goes on. Thank you to our donors and our partners. Without your generosity, we would not be able to do what we do. And I would be absolutely remiss if I did not say thank you to Bo Catering, who, if you've had a chance to sample some of the yummy treats today, you know why. They've been longtime supporters of Habitat for Humanity, so thank you as well. This is a special time for Habitat. We are celebrating 4 decades of building homes, community, and hope in Orange County. And we are really excited to be back in Hillsborough and really launching into Almond Village. If you happen to have been inspired today, either through the sharing of Patricia's story, the phenomenal words of Shanell and Jennifer, or just the energy of this place and this home that has been shared with us today, we ask you to take the next step and engage with us. There's so many different ways to get involved with Habitat. We're such a unique organization. We're part builders, we're part banks with mortgages, we're part nonprofit with fundraising, we're part community builders as well. So we need so many skill sets and so many different ways to help. So if you see a name tag, ask me about Habitat, be sure to do so. People that get involved with Habitat tend to be very passionate and would love to share their stories. There are 3 upcoming events coming up. There is the holiday party in Hillsborough on December 7th. So if you like to ride floats and throw out candy, you can walk alongside the float as well. Please join us for that. Our favorite spring event is the Farm to Table event, and that is on April 18th. We'd love to have you all there for the auction and phenomenal food. And then the site visits. I'm British by ancestry, and so put on your wellies, because sometimes it's muddy at these sites, and head out to the site in Almond Village, because there is nothing more exciting than seeing the potential, and then just slowly watching it build and come to fruition. I'd like to close by just leaning into this theme of homecoming and just be reminded that every home we are able to build gives someone an opportunity to also return home. Thanks for being part of the Habitat family. Thanks for hosting us. And stick around and have some conversations. Appreciate you all.